What's up, fam? It's J Lobos coming back to another episode. And I literally was just talking to one of my business clients. Obviously, we're helping him out with the personal and the business credit. And unfortunately, he just ran into a situation where, guess what? He just inquired a late payment. I don't know if you guys have ever had a late payment in the past, but keep in mind, late payments could be detrimental, especially if you're flying really high. When you have really good credit or really good credit scores, 720, 740, 810, guess what? One late payment could drop you 65, 75, 100 points. So I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys a few preventative tips that you guys could go ahead and apply so that you prevent these situations from happening. Because guess what? We're going through a process. We're looking to acquire some sort of funding for the business. We're looking to refinance, and things happen. And for whatever reason, I don't know if you guys have ever felt this, but usually when you're so close to achieving that goal, things happen. So having these couple of tips in place is going to go ahead and not only help you to prevent them, but also maximize so that you're able to get to these financial goals. For you guys out there checking out the channel for the first time, consider liking, subscribing, comment, share if you found this information to be really educational. And guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's talk about preventative tools, preventative measures, because I know how irritating, how annoying it is getting to somewhere. You've been working really hard. You've been trying to fix your credit. Maybe you had some collections. You got them deleted. We negotiated some debt. Now that information's not there. And out of all this process, out of all these months that you've put in, all this investment, now all of a sudden you get a late payment on your credit card. It actually happened to a few of my customers just this week alone. As a matter of fact, one of them had a situation where she literally went into a store. She had all the money really just to go ahead and pay the furniture cash, but there was an incentive. If she applied for credit through this store, they were gonna give her an additional $500 towards her purchase. It obviously sounded great. She said, you know what, let me go ahead, let me take advantage of this. I'm gonna go ahead and pay this off in the next 30 to 45 days. So guess what? She was gonna have an additional $500 in her pocket towards her purchase. But unfortunately, the furniture and the equipment that she was getting, it got pushed back. She was under the impression that, guess what? If I don't have the furniture, I don't have the equipment, why am I gonna be paying for this, right? But guess what, guys? There's two things. You have a store like a Home Depot, you have a Walmart, you have Rana Furniture, whatever, you have Lowe's. They're not the bank. They're just a company that offers supplies or whatnot, and now they're being financed through Capital One. They're being financed through American Express. They're being financed by a lender. So when you went ahead and you walked in there and you did the application, that application was already giving you full access to that line of credit. So that meant that if you used it to purchase the furniture or whatever you're buying, you're off the rip automatically liable for that debt. So guess what? She unfortunately didn't think that no furniture, no equipment, no payment. That wasn't the case. 3 consecutive late payments. So tip number 1, first things first, guys, preventative tools, right? Have a credit monitoring platform, especially you guys out there who literally have phenomenal credit, 750, 780. If you have an 810, guess what? First off, you should be having not only identity theft protection, you should have something that you're protecting yourself, and God forbid somebody opens up something, but you have to have a credit monitoring platform, right? Something like Identity IQ, My FICO, Credit Check Total. Why? Because not only that you could have alerts, you can have text message, but it also comes with a lot of different benefits. If you're constantly monitoring your credit on a month-to-month basis, there's ways that you could go ahead and avoid these things. Now, what happens? Now you have multiple late payments. It's not like having one. Let's be realistic, guys. Correcting a late payment within itself is already very difficult. So imagine having 3. What are you going to claim? What are you going to say? Because I hear about, and we've done these things in the past, having a forgiveness letter. But if you already, have you ever sent a dispute out and the creditor replies back, guess what? They don't do anything of goodwill. They don't go ahead and remove out of courtesy. So what is the next strategy? What is the next step? So having preventative tools is really important. Another thing that I always highly encourage people to do, especially when they first go ahead and apply for an account, automatically, once the account is went ahead and got opened, go online and already register your account. Do it on the phone. Download the mobile app. And guess what? The next thing you're going to do as a tip, very, very important, put that account on automatic payment. I can't stress that enough. Guys, even if you have multiple accounts or if you have one just for payment aspect of it, I would prefer to have an overdraft fee, even if I'm not using that account, only for payments aspect. I'd rather have an overdraft fee than have a late payment. Guess what? This is really detrimental. So another great thing that you can do, obviously coming from banking, I always encourage people, you can literally go into your Bank of America, your Wells Fargo, your Chase, whatever bank you have, for the most parts they offer, and then you could go into bill pay. You could set up your accounts, all of them in the same order. Another quick tip that I'm going to go ahead and give you guys, have a spreadsheet. Have something, especially like if you have multiple accounts, if you have 6, 7, I know it could be daunting, it could be a lot. And guess what? Don't trust the automatic payment just because. It's happened to me in the past, many years ago, where guess what? You trust a company, you set up the automatic payment, Credit One Bank, you suck. And Credit One Bank, because obviously they don't do automatic payments or whatever the situation was, that happens. But if we're on top of it, if every single 30 days, especially if we're carrying balances over, it's in our best interest for us to log into the account and just check that mark off. Guess what? You're going to go through your little spreadsheet. You're going to have all your accounts, all the credit cards, and put information in there. You want to know when the reporting date, when the billing date, what the interest rate is, what the minimum payment is, and create that for yourself. This way you're organized, you have one central location, and every single month, once a weekend or whatever the case might be, you're going to log in and you're going to see exactly what's happening, because things happen, guys. Again, these are things that we want. These are things that it's in our best interest for us to have. So whatever happens, once the late payment occurs, what are the next options? Another quick tip for you guys out there, again, as a preventative measure in this particular case, we're also looking into, I fucked it up.